Picture this. You've lost your home, your career, and every person you love. You are stripped of your clothes, your hair is shaved, and even your name is replaced by a number tattooed on your arm. You are standing in the freezing cold of a concentration camp, surrounded by death. In this absolute void, what is the one thing, the only thing that no one can ever take away from you? The answer to that question is the difference between giving up and finding a reason to wake up tomorrow. Today, we're diving into a wisdom that wasn't born in a library, but in the darkest pits of human history. By the end of this video, you'll understand how to reclaim your power when life feels like it's falling apart, and how to find a deep, unshakable sense of purpose, even when the world around you seems meaningless. This is the essence of Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Frankl was a psychiatrist who survived the Holocaust, and he didn't just write a memoir, he wrote a blueprint for the human spirit. This book is considered one of the most influential works of the century because it proves that our circumstances don't define us, our choices do. Idea 1. The Last Human Freedom. Frankl noticed something world-changing while watching his fellow prisoners. He saw that the men who survived weren't necessarily the physically strongest. They were the ones who realized they possessed one final, untouchable freedom, the ability to choose their own attitude in any given set of circumstances. Think about your own life. Maybe you're dealing with a toxic boss, a messy breakup, or a bank account that stays at zero. It's easy to feel like a victim of your environment. But Frankl teaches us that between a stimulus, the bad thing that happens, and your response, there is a tiny space. In that space lies your power. Next time you feel triggered or overwhelmed, take a breath. Realize that while you can't control the weather or the economy, you are the absolute king of your reaction. If you've ever felt like life is just happening to you, remember, you aren't a leaf in the wind, you are the pilot. You are not alone in feeling stuck, but the key to the cage has been in your pocket the whole time. Idea 2. Suffering with a why. There's a famous quote Frankl loved: "He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how." In the camps, those who had a goal, a child waiting for them, a book to finish, or a dream to fulfill, were the ones who stayed alive. We often spend our lives trying to avoid suffering, but Frankl suggests that suffering is an inevitable part of life, like fate and death. The trick isn't to avoid it, but to find a reason why you're enduring it. Imagine you're working a grueling 12-hour shift. If you're just doing it for a paycheck, it's soul-crushing. But if you're doing it to build a future for your family, that same exhaustion becomes a badge of honor. If you're going through a dark night of the soul right now, don't just ask, "Why is this happening?" Ask, "What is this preparing me for?" When you attach a purpose to your pain, the pain doesn't disappear, but it stops being unbearable. It becomes a transformation. Idea 3. Stop asking life for meaning. We often walk around waiting for the meaning of life to reveal itself to us, like a secret message in a bottle. Frankl flipped the script. He argued that we shouldn't be asking what the meaning of life is. Instead, we are the ones being questioned by life. Every day, every hour, life is asking you a question, and you answer not with words, but with your actions. Think of it like this. Instead of waiting for a sign to start that project or fix that relationship, realize that the situation itself is the question. Your responsibility is to provide the answer through your conduct. If you feel lost or aimless, stop looking for a grand cosmic purpose. Just look at the next 24 hours. What is the one thing this day requires of you? Do that with excellence. By taking responsibility for the small things, you'll find that meaning isn't something you find, it's something you create through your responses. Idea 4. The 3 sources of meaning. You might be wondering, but where do I actually find this meaning? Frankl kept it simple. He said meaning comes from 3 distinct places: work, love, and courage. First, through work, creating something or doing a deed that contributes to the world. Second, through love, experiencing something or someone, like art, nature, or a deep connection with another person. And third, through attitude, the way we face unavoidable suffering. If you feel empty, look at these 3 pillars. Maybe you've neglected your creative side, or perhaps you haven't truly seen the people you love lately. Even if everything else is taken away, you still have the 3rd pillar, your courage in the face of hardship. If you feel like your life is lacking, it's usually just a sign to lean harder into one of these 3 areas. You aren't broken, you're just looking in the wrong direction. Viktor Frankl's message is a tough but beautiful one. Life is never made unbearable by circumstances, but only by a lack of meaning and purpose. We've talked about the power of your inner response, the why that carries you through the how, taking responsibility for the questions life asks you, and the 3 pillars of work, love, and courage. If you've ever felt like your life was just a series of random events, I hope this reminds you that you are the author of your own story, even when you didn't choose the setting. I'm curious, which of those 3 sources of meaning, work, love, or attitude, do you feel you need to focus on most right now? Let's talk about it in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. And if you're looking to build a stronger mind and a more meaningful life, stick around. We're exploring these big ideas every week. Stay strong, and remember, you always have a choice.